Kim, and I'm here with the Hanson Children's Museum. I'm a teacher and a volunteer for the Children's Museum, which currently is traveling mostly to libraries, but we're hoping to get into schools to help children learn through active play about American history. The museum is just starting up. Eventually we hope to have a storefront that people can visit, but for the time being we're relying on different organizations and grants to provide money to keep the program running. Today here at the East Bridgewater Public Library, we were lucky enough to get a generous donation from the East Bridgewater Cultural Council, and we were able to bring in multiple classrooms from the East Bridgewater Public Schools to learn a little bit about American history, and we focused on Yankee Doodle today. What do you think about how this woman's dressed? Is she dressed really fancy? And yeah. Well, the name of this person is Queen Antoinette, Marie Antoinette, and she was a queen of France. And she was very famous back then. When we think of famous people today, we often think of, you know, a popular sports like an athlete or someone that you see on television or someone you hear on the radio. But back then, they didn't have those things. They oftentimes, you know, would think of famous people as the people that might be on the coins, and those people typically were queens and kings, people who were royal. So people looked to these famous people for their sense of style. You can see she's wearing a very fancy dress, and she has a very fancy hat. You see her hat? Yeah. Right. What do you see on her hat? Feathers. Feathers, and what else? Necklaces. It almost looks like necklaces. They're pearls. Very expensive looking, isn't it? Yeah. Well, people over in Europe, many of them dressed this way. And when you dressed in high fashion, it was considered macaroni. So she has a macaroni hat. Okay, very fancy, fashionable, stylish. And we talked about how, at least the colonists in this area, they were hardworking farmers. So do you think they dressed like this? No. It would be very practical, and they didn't have a lot of money to spend on things like this. Yankee Doodle. How many of you have heard that song? Do you like that song? Do you know the words to that song? No. Yeah? Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. So remember when we were talking about the macaroni hats? Like the Queen wore? Well, they were saying basically that, you know, you Yankees, you Americans, you soldiers, you think that all you need to do is take a hat, stick a feather in it, and it's an expensive, exotic kind of thing. You're not authentic. You're not worth taking seriously. And, you know, we really don't think you're anything to worry about. But what happened in that war? Who won that war?
The Yankees won.
Yes, we won. So, were we mad about that song?
No.
No, you know, we were the ones who won. And we turned around and we started singing that song. We thought it was a pretty catchy tune.
Yeah,
And so it actually is known today as kind of an American song, a patriotic song. First, Miss Debbie and I, we're going to show you a dance, and you can sing along to that song. And then we'll have you partner up, and you'll be able to do the dance and learn the dance, okay? Does that sound like fun?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, curtsy or bow.
And now, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, oh Yankee Doodle, dance switch, behind the music and the step, and with the girls be dancing.
and they were called, does anyone know? Here's a hint.
Yankee.
It's the color of their coats. And what color are their coats?
Red.
They were called the Redcoats. So the war was the Yankees fighting the Redcoats. Okay, and you can see that they're dressed pretty fancy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a well-established army. Yeah.
They look like handsome.
They do look handsome. And they had all the, the new weapons, and again, we didn't have all that stuff. We kind of threw everything together to fight this. So, we probably didn't look super fancy. Yes?
They almost look like they're in a parade.
Yeah, they almost do. And oftentimes when they're at war, they'll march through the streets, and it will look just like a parade.
Seeds or even rocks, and you have a maraca. Depending on what you put in it, makes a different noise. I'll show you later on if there's time. Now this is one of those, just a different shape. They've cut it in half, scooped out what was inside and ate it, and now they have a serving bowl that they can put things in. They could use it to dip the water and drink from, so nothing goes to waste. They try to use as much as they can. Yes. Maybe at the end I'll pass it around, okay? When they went down to the sea, they would get mussels and clams to eat, but they would use the shells also. They didn't want anything to go to waste. So some pretty shells could be made into jewelry. And itty bitty teeny tiny shells and seeds could be made into a pretty bracelet. This could be used as a wind chime or as something that you would wear. Pretty tough. I'll pass that around. Now, if I needed a tool and I couldn't go to the store back then, I would have to make it, right? So something as simple as this could be used to cut through wood. It could be used to dig a hole so I can plant seeds. A lot of different uses. If I wanted toys, like a ball to play catch or kick the ball, what are these made out of? No, not yarn. This is just twigs from outside. And they were just wet, soak them in water, and then you can put them around the ball and make a nice ball. This is just tree bark. Right. The Native Americans believed in using everything that they took from the land. So if they took a bird to eat, they would use the feathers in decorations. You can see them in different ways up here. Or how does that feel?
right. So this is, and she actually has kind of shoes that look like what they would have worn a long time ago. The only thing that she doesn't have is a buckle on her shoe, and she would be a colonial girl. And then she's missing a bonnet, but we didn't get a chance to make a bonnet today. But doesn't she look good? Yeah.
follow us on Facebook, generously donate to the museum, and hopefully volunteer for some of the programs so that we can grow and become the museum that we really strive to be.